everybody. I'm meteorologist Ashley Smith here in the First Alert Streaming Center on this Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Still a little bit confused about the days of the week. And a little bit late, had some graphical issues. But here I am finishing up a few things. So we have declared a First Alert weather day for Thursday. And it's partially because we're going to get some snow, but it's mostly because it's going to be very cold. We expect some of the coldest air we've had so far this season. Excuse me, with wind chills that would be near or even below zero. So it is going to be a very cold morning, Thursday especially. I'm trying to look here. National Weather Service has not issued any watches, warnings, advisories, nothing like that just yet. We will have to see if that changes, but just looking at what they think the temperatures and wind chills will be. The problem is also that the temperatures drop very quickly. We go from the 40s tomorrow down into the 20s for high temperatures on Thursday. So a big, like a 20-degree temperature drop in one day, and it's going to be very windy. We're going to have gusts of 30, 35 miles per hour at times, so just going to make it feel very, very cold out there. So that's why it's a First Alert weather day. Again, not, you know, we don't issue these for mass panic. It's nothing like that ever. But we're just talking about some very cold air headed our way. So okay. So anyways, that's kind of the big headline. So far, I think our coldest morning has been 16. So far this season, which was only over the weekend. We actually did that twice. Once on November 30th. And then again, we had a low of 16, well, yesterday morning, actually. Yeah. So, very cold air. All right. Let me get back into this. Make sure everything's live. Everything's live. We are good to go. All right, so let's talk about that First Alert weather day. Okay, let's just fast forward all the way through this. So here's why it's a First Alert weather day on Thursday. Beginning late tomorrow night through Thursday morning, we do see snow. Very light amounts of snow. But as we saw last night, even with a little bit of snow, it can cause some problems across the area, definitely some slick spots. And so that's going to be the problem. We're also looking at very cold air. It's going to feel very cold. So this is the temperature, the temperatures on Thursday. We go from 14 in the morning to 24 by the afternoon, but wind chills much, much lower than that. It will feel like it's closer to single digits or even below zero by the time that we get throughout the day on Thursday. Today we're starting off with clouds. We do think we'll see some sunshine later this afternoon, but it is going to be a dry day for the remainder of the day. We saw a few flurries this morning. Those have since exited the region. And again, I do think that we start to see some of this clearing work its way in from the north later on today. And with that sunshine, it will feel nice on the skin, but it's not going to be a warm day by any means. So temperatures right now in the 20s. 26 degrees in Harrison, 25 in Westchester and Mason, 26 in Dry Ridge. I think I have wind chills coming up next. So this is what it feels like. It feels like we're in the teens across most of the area. So this is what you want to dress for. Bundle up, hat, scarf, gloves, limit the amount of exposed skin because that could be dangerously cold for an extended period of time. When I was out this morning, I saw some construction crews. You know, they want to, of course, be bundled up, taking frequent breaks inside of, you know, a warm vehicle, a warm house, whatever it may be. Of course, again, warming centers have been opened up across the region because this is going to be a lengthy period of time that we're dealing with this cold air. So if you need to, you know, go to one of those or find out more information about it, that's all on our website. But temperatures right now in the mid-20s there at CVG. It feels like 16 with winds out of the west at 9 miles per hour. You can see the camera kind of wobbling a little bit there. So it is already pretty windy. If you're going to Claremont County for Cincinnati's Nights of Lights or perhaps the Festival of Lights this evening at the zoo, any of the other outdoor, holiday events, bundle up. Temperatures will be in the 20s. It will feel like it's colder than that, no doubt about it. So definitely want to be prepared. I want to make sure I show you the wind speeds, and I'm not sure if I have that in here. So I just want to, okay, here we go. let's do that next. So the National Weather Service, I want to talk more about this when in detail, but let me just mention that the National Weather Service, specifically here in the National Weather Service that controls most of our counties, has changed the way that they're issuing some of the cold weather watches, warnings, advisories. So they've changed. They used to issue extreme cold or wind chill watch, something like that. Now they're just doing, it's not going to have wind chill in the wording at all. It's just going to be a cold weather advisory or an extreme cold watch or warning. Now, for that to be issued, we would have to have temperatures or wind chills that are below zero, and as warm as -5 would warrant that. So we'll have to see if they issue that. It'll be close. That would be if they issue a cold weather advisory, could be issued for how cold it's going to be on Thursday. So let's look at these wind chills. So again, it's going to have to be below zero for those watches, warnings, advisories to be issued. So tomorrow actually is not bad. Tomorrow, Frank was saying, if you haven't hung up your Christmas lights yet, I think most people have already done it, but yeah, it's the beginning of December. Maybe you haven't done that yet. If you're going to, tomorrow's the best day for anything like that. Tomorrow's the best day for, taking the dog for a walk, just being outside in general. If you have to do anything, even traveling for that matter, because by Thursday, look at how cold. I mean, look at how it dives in here from the north. All of that cold air kind of sinks south. This is Thursday morning. This is at 5 a.m. Feels like 0 in Connersville, feels like 2 in Batesville. So we're still near or slightly above 0 there Thursday morning. Let's see how it evolves. So by 9 a.m., now we're near sub-zero. -1 is what it feels like in Connersville. Of course, this is just a model output, but a lot of the models agree with this. So as you start your day Thursday, it's going to feel like it's in the single digits. So limit that amount of time outside. Frostbite can occur very quickly in these types of conditions, especially, again, if you're out there for an extended period of time, that could become an issue. So Thursday morning is when kind of that wind chill peaks, or I guess like actually the opposite of peaks. That's when it kind of bottoms out. Is Thursday morning is when it feels the coldest. It does get better throughout the day on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not so bad. So again, just want to make sure that everybody is aware of the very cold air headed our way Thursday. That's really why it's a first alert weather. It's not even so much about the little amounts of snow that we're going to see. It's more so because of the temperatures, the coldest air of the season, coldest air since I believe back in March. So just something to be aware of. Today we'll make it into the mid-30s at best. And again, we will see some clearing skies. Of course, at noon it does not look clear, but it will later in the day. Probably should have tweaked that a little bit. But either way, we will see some clearing today. You can see that here on the model. It also shows that clearing. Overnight tonight, not bad. Again, tomorrow is mild. Tomorrow is kind of the pick of the week if you like the warm weather. We will see those clouds increase into the day tomorrow. We're in the 40s though for your high temperature, and that precipitation doesn't get here until late Wednesday night. I'm going to take this full so that you can see the details a little bit better. But we start to see that rain and snow mix late Wednesday evening. It continues into Thursday morning. This is not significant. Sorry, the precipitation itself does not last very long. The amounts are very minimal, very manageable. The reason why Thursday is the first alert weather day is because of the cold weather. It is not because of the precipitation. So I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that because, yeah, we don't expect any kind of major impacts. I don't know why this graphic is set up this way, but usually it's a little bit different. But anyways, you see that snow continuing through Thursday morning. And then by Thursday afternoon, it's a little bit better. We see the dry weather return for Friday. Saturday is still kind of a question mark. Some models bring in the snow Saturday. Sunday looks to be dry. As of right now, I'm keeping Saturday dry. I think the chances for any kind of snow on Saturday are small, but it's something we're keeping an eye on just because the models have been a little bit inconsistent with it. All right, let me modify this snowfall forecast. Okay. We're going to do through Thursday morning. All right. So less than ½ of an inch of snow. This is one model. We'll go through all of them. So this is the North American model, shows less than ½ of an inch of snow for any one area. This one's going to be too far out for the high resolution models. This is the European model, also less than ½ of an inch, and the GFS also less than half of an inch. So actually they're all kind of in agreement, which is nice because that's and also kind of rare. So we like that. Yes, so less than half of an inch of snow. The snow is not a big deal at all. It's not why it's a first alert weather day. It is a first alert weather day because of the temperatures and the wind chill, especially because it's going to feel like it's near or below zero Thursday morning. And we're not just talking about, 6, 7 a.m., 9, 10 a.m. It's still going to feel very, very cold. Okay, here's a look at that 7-day forecast. So we're in the mid-30s today. We're warm tomorrow. We'll see that chance for rain and snow in the evening. A few flurries Thursday morning. Temperatures are in the mid-20s. It's the first alert weather day because it will feel like it is in the single digits or below zero Thursday morning, and then the teens by Thursday afternoon. Friday, it gets a little bit better, even a little bit better. Saturday, again, we have those flurries in Saturday. It's not a big deal. I think a lot of us stay dry Saturday. We're dry Sunday, and then rain Monday, but Monday is going to be warm. Temperature is actually getting close to 50 degrees Monday. Of course, that's December 9th, so that's still a ways away. Here's a look at beyond the 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s, so warmer, not quite as cold as what we are experiencing right now or what we expect for the rest of this week. So that's good news as we head into, of course, the middle of December and winding down that shopping season. I know I have not started shopping yet, but tomorrow my plan is, I actually have the day off tomorrow, and so that's my plan, is to do some Christmas shopping. Okay. Let's catch up. Hello, Becky. I want to catch up on some of these questions. Burr is right. Yes. And I am already frightened at what my energy bill is going to be because, oh, it's cold. I did I have an older home and it's been renovated, but still it's drafty in some spots. And I actually did some of the ceiling, I sealed some of those cracks last year. I might have to do it again this year because I still can feel the cold air coming through. So yeah, this week, definitely a good time to do that. Again, I just want to, and I should make a graphic with this, but want to talk more about, and maybe it doesn't really matter to people, but basically the National Weather Service has changed the way that they are issuing those cold weather watches, warnings, advisories, that kind of thing. And basically, when the wind chill or the temperature is below zero, they will issue those advisories, watches, warnings, that kind of thing. So it's possible that we get that issued Thursday. We're going to be very close to the threshold. It has to be at least -5 for parts of our region to be included in that advisory, at least. So it'll be close. Okay, I wanted to look back. I believe I mentioned earlier, wait, let me look at the 7-day forecast. Let's go back to this. Oh, maybe it's not March. Maybe it's February. Yeah, okay. So February, that's right. February 18th was the last time that we had a low that was colder than 16. So 16 has been our coldest day so far. Now, really, it's more that high temperature, the fact that we don't get into the 30s. We have not had a high temperature in the 20s for a very long time. As a matter of fact, let me see here. Because I think 30 was one of our, yeah, we haven't had actually, maybe all year. I'm skimming through this quickly, though. I'll have to do more of a deep dive later on. Okay, so yeah, January. Oh yeah, remember January this year was really cold. We did have a couple of days with actual temperatures below zero. That's right. I actually remember this very well. January 20th, our low was 0. January 21st, our low was -2. And our high so our high temperature January 20th was 16. Our high temperature January 21st was 24. So Thursday could be the coldest day we've had since January, high temperature wise. So that's kind of interesting to me, anyways. Hopefully to you. Yes, this is the forecast for Cincinnati. I apologize, I did not answer that question. Thank you for chiming in, Angela. But yes, so we are talking about Wind speeds 30 to 35 miles per hour. That's why it's going to feel like it's near or below zero Thursday morning. Let me find the wind gusts. And we're going to put this in here. I mean, when you're talking about actual temperatures in the 20s, it's not going to take much of a wind to make it feel very, very cold. I'm going to have to search for it. Here we go. I just want to forget January. It was cold. It was very cold. I forgot, but then now that I'm looking back, I actually remember it pretty well. Okay. Let's talk about how strong those winds are going to be, especially on Thursday. So again, today you're still looking at 15, 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow the winds do start to pick up 30, 35 miles per hour. But again, it's warm with temperatures in the 40s. So the wind chill is not that big of a deal. And then those winds continue to remain high through Thursday morning, 25, 30 miles per hour. And that's just going to make it feel very, very cold. Again, when you're looking at temperatures in the 20s, wind speeds as high as 30 miles per hour, that's what makes it feel like it's in the teens. But when you're looking at temperatures in the teens, wind speeds 30 to 35 miles per hour, that's what makes it feel like zero or below. So that's what we're going to be dealing with Thursday morning. That's why it's a first alert weather day Thursday morning. And really, again, I wouldn't be surprised if we do have some of those cold weather advisories, watches, warnings perhaps issued. Actually, probably just an advisory, but just that's why we issued the first alert weather day so that everybody's aware of that cold air Thursday morning. Tomorrow's warm. Big drop in temperatures Thursday, and that's when it's going to get dangerously cold Thursday as well. Okay, so that's the takeaway. First alert weather day Thursday. Otherwise, precipitation, not a lot. We'll get less than half of an inch of snow Thursday morning, and then we're dry probably until Monday. We have that chance for flurries Saturday, but otherwise it looks like we're going to be dry. So every time we've gotten snow, which I looked back, we've had snow 5 times so far this year, but every time it's been minimal, except we had, 2 inches of snow a couple of weeks ago. But otherwise, yeah, it's been pretty minimal amounts of precipitation. Okay, that's all that I have for you guys right now. I'm actually going to be talking about the snow, the lake effect snow that we've had in parts of, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, the past several days. I'll be working on that for our 4 o'clock show. I'm going to update the website right now. And yeah, we will have your forecast, of course, coming up at 3 o'clock. Until then, have a great day and stay warm.